Bodine here. Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome aboard. So today I wanted to talk about when I retired. I've talked about different series of things that have happened, but I thought what was going to happen is we'd have a tremendous amount of time together, my wife and I, and be slowing down just a little bit. Instead, my wife ended up going back to work, and a few reasons for that are the gap that we talked about, the time in which there is no income coming in from the time you're displaced from your job, and then the time that benefits start, and of course the budget. And I really wanted to share that with you because there's a tremendous amount of feelings today, because my wife has went back to work for the first time today for the full day. She's been in a few trainings and things to get ready, and so those are just a couple hours a day. You know, it's no different than kind of running to the store or going out shopping or something, spending that kind of time. But when your wife's gone for the full day and you realize that she's the one working to pick up the pieces, and I'm waiting for my income to kick in retirement, it becomes a little bit hitting on the pride, and a little bit different, because now she's not here. I'm not the one that's leaving out the door to go to work. She was, and I'm on this side of the door instead. And that is the first time that has happened in a long time. Now, the reasons for that happening, a lot of you know if you've been with the channel, but I had job loss with being let go. It was a corporate downsize. It was not anything that I caused on my own, but it was a corporate downsize. A lot of us lost our jobs at that company. And when that happened, that took me into the retirement gap that I talked about in the last video, in that length of time that we have to wait for revenue. And then also, what else happens with that is the waiting for that revenue to kick in is a little bit difficult, because we were paying down debt and things were going well. But retirement, the Social Security does take a while to kick in. So there was going to be this lull of finances coming into the house. So we felt that we should protect that, because we wanted to continue to pay down the debt and make sure that we retire into retirement healthy. And so there was a little bit of a lack of revenue and things structured that we thought. So she went back to work, and it was really an interesting situation. And I'm very proud of her for agreeing and saying, yeah, this is something we need to do, because as we know, marriage is a partnership, and that partnership is extremely important. And she knows that she's going to pick up those pieces and make it work and help us pay off that debt. The biggest reason for it is the debt. The monthly is going to be fine. You know, we're going to make it on the monthly because we're downsizing. That's future videos, because we're making some major decisions on downsizing. And one of them could be this house right here. And those are decisions that I've talked about. When your finances are a little bit less financed, we need to watch the burn rate, the spend. We also need to look at our house expenses. And so we're looking at that, and this is going to be a move that we are going to make for sure. So I wanted to kind of share that with you and what that means and how that's going for me right now. What's really changed already, I can feel the change, is the schedule that has happened. With getting up in the morning, you know, always having coffee together and breakfast. And I feel more inclined now with her going and doing that to do more of it myself. I kind of try to do everything. Even when she was training last week, get up in the morning, I try to do more stuff, because I know she's going to be tired, and I don't want her to have to worry about those things, because her going back to work, she hasn't worked in a few years. And I feel it's going to be a task where she's going to be tired and so forth, so I'm trying to do what I can. The household roles are completely changed already with the last few days when she was in the training. Making lunches, trying to help out in the morning more, making sure that I did the laundry and things, because I don't want her to have to worry about it when I come home. And to be honest, I do a lot of that, and I help out. We do it together. But now I'm inclined to do it more myself. I'm not a laundry guy, but hey, I'm doing it, and it worked out just fine. So I guess I'm doing a pretty good job at that. But I don't like laundry. Let me know if you do, but I'm not a laundry person. The other thing is the energy levels. One thing that I found is I've been off for quite a while, and the more I move, the better off I am. If I sit down during the day, since I've been off, a couple months, I get really tired because I'm used to working all day long. So sitting down during the day, it's like my body is trying to tell me I need the rest. Even though I haven't done that much during the day, it's easy to sit down and not do anything. So I'm keeping myself extremely active. There's a lot of little things I fixed around the house, things I found around the house that I've kind of ignored and put off and completely forgot about. And now all of a sudden I'm stumbling into those things in the household and fixing those items. And I'm sure a lot of you have ran into that as well. It's kind of a different feeling because you're like, my gosh, I should have done that a long time ago. Why didn't I fix that? And it's because I worked and I came home tired and was worn out. But now, with my wife at work, during the day, I kind of stumble around here and I start finding these things to fix. And that leads me into the hobbies. I'm definitely kicking those hobbies off. Making these videos, I love doing this and sharing with you my journey. I just feel it's important to share it because a lot of you will be going through it or you've already gone through it and want to share with people what you're going through in retirement as well. Retirement can be lonely, and it's great to reach out and talk to people about these things and share your experiences because I sure love hearing them, and I hope that you're enjoying the channel. And if you're new, I hope you stick around and enjoy it as well. The budget mindset was another big one that I found in the last couple of days, last week and then through the weekend and then now today. I go to the store, so I'm going to go shopping when we need things to be able to make dinner and so forth. So that budget mindset to me is huge, is how to make dinner on a budget. And we've been doing that for the last couple of months, but now I went to the store by myself today. And crazy. I go to the store, get my stuff, forgot the flour. I had to go back to the store twice. So now I know the stress of trying to run a household, right? But silly me, make sure you make a list. But I forgot the flour because I'm making homemade pizza tonight. So I've kind of taken a liking to cooking anyway. But now I'm doing a lot more of it to help out and make sure of that. But the budget is important. So I'm trying to make meals that are healthy, that are budget friendly, because the income is going to be kicking in, but it's not quite kicking in yet. But we're going to be good towards the end of the month. I just know it. I see all the numbers and I'm crunching them because in retirement, you have to. You have to know where that next dollar is coming from, where the money's going to go, and what money you have budgeted throughout that time period because you don't want the burn rate too high. We run out of money. So don't want to have that happen either. And the other thing is decision making was huge. I started thinking today, I've got decisions to make, things that I need to do. What hobbies do I need to start up? My hobbies that I do is woodworking, as I talked about. And I am going to start some of the woodworking and being able to sell some of the woodworking things. I build a lot of blanket ladders, wine racks, things like that. I really enjoy it, but I have put that down for the last few years. So that's going to kick in, and I love working with wood, and it's a big stress reliever for me. And maybe you do that as well. I know a lot of you have talked to me about some of the hobbies that you do in the comments, but woodworking to me is huge. And I have the saws and the things that I bought years ago that I still have them in the garage, and I just need to get them out and start using them again. So retirement it really isn't a straight line, is it? I mean, a lot of you have shared your comments, and it's not a straight line. What we think is going to happen in retirement and what we do can be a multitude of different things. I think really what it is, ultimately retirement's pretty much the same across the board. You're retired. It's what we do with the time. So if we start thinking about the hobbies and who we're going to, spend time with, friends, family, whatever it is, a lot of people, everybody say, oh, in retirement, you golf. A lot of people golf. Oh, get ready to golf. You're in retirement. I don't know that many people that golf in retirement. And it can be an expensive sport, expensive hobby, but you go to municipal golf course, it's not that expensive. But the clubs and all the clothes, we get back into that mindset again of having to compete with everybody and look good and have the right clubs, and then there goes our money, all gone. So there's a lot of that, but haven't really thought about the golfing thing at all. A lot of people always say that when you retire, golf. Even the Social Security Department, when I call them, they say, get ready to golf if you're going to retire. I'm like, probably not. More of a hiker. So that's really a kind of a big thing for me, is a decision making as to what I'm going to do, and the decision making of what I'm going to do for the day, every day, for lunches, dinners, and being able to help out with buying the groceries. My wife and I will still do all those things together, a lot of the weekend grocery shopping to get ready for the week. But I put it on myself now to kind of prepare the meals and also, schedule and make sure that we have food in the house so she doesn't have to worry about it when we get home. There's nothing worse than coming home from a hard day's work and not having anything in the fridge or anything prepared. So the straight line, there isn't one in retirement. And the pride, I've had to suck it up a little bit in a lot of the things through retirement, as we've talked about in the past ones, and making sure that it matters. Everything that I do now matters. and it has a purpose because I want to get through the day for my wife and I and make it simple for her so work isn't so stressful, but at the same time run an efficient house and keep the bills and the debts down. That's the biggest reason that she went back to work. I don't think anybody goes back to work because they want to. A few do. A few love it and they want to get back in there. But I think most people, if they had the choice, if they had the money to retire and be okay, that they would. And I know that she's getting close. Again, it's going to be about 9 to 12 months, and she's going to be really good getting retired there at 62. She's just not there yet, and that's it. Marriage is a partnership. That's the moral of this story. It is a partnership, and I'll tell you what, this is a role change. And let me know if you've gone through it. I'm sure you have. Would like to hear some of the stories, some of the funny things that happened. Mine started day one with having to go to the store twice because I didn't make a darn list. So there you go. If you would, remember, do something for somebody every day to make you feel good. People love it when you help them out. It just makes you feel darn good to be able to help somebody. Do something for yourself every day that's going to put a smile on your face, and do something every day to make yourself feel better because it's so important. And we'll see you in the next one.